This problem shows us a pie tin and a Van de Graaff machine. The pie tin is being held with a styrofoam cup to insulate it, so basically it's just like a floating piece of metal. And the Van de Graaff is a machine that creates charge. So this is just a piece of metal that is charged. To represent this, I've made a square to represent the pie tin. And to represent the Van de Graaff, I have a circle. Now they're both neutral, so I'm going to give them both 4 pluses and 4 minuses. The Van de Graaff actually is positively charged, so I'm going to erase 2 negatives. So this positive and this positive do not have a neutralizing negative. So on the pie tin, as you can see, you have 4 pluses and 4 minuses, so it's neutral. And with the Van de Graaff, as you can see, you have 4 positives and 2 minuses, so it is net positive charge. In step 2, the pie tin touches the Van de Graaff. And as soon as they touch, because they're conductors, the electrons can flow, and the whole thing is treated as though it's one piece of metal at this point. Now at this point, you have all this new real estate for this positive charge to be neutralized at least a little bit. So these negative electrons are going to want to at least be shared by this positive surplus over here. And remember, the protons, the positive, cannot move. The negative electrons are small and they can move. So the negative electron will actually move to the positive. So this negative electron will move over to this positive, making it neutral. But it's leaving this proton now unneutral. So now you have on this side a little bit of positive as well. So now we have these two that are positive. We have a little bit on this side and a little on this side. You notice they're about as far away as they can get from each other. The entire material here, the pie tin and the Van de Graaff, which have become one piece of metal, is now positive. In the last step, the Van de Graaff and pie tin are separated. The items become independent of each other again. And notice the charges stay with the items. So the pie tin, which was neutral in the beginning, now has 1 positive. So it has 4 positives and 3 negatives, which gives it a net of 1 positive. The Van de Graaff has 4 positives and 3 negatives as well, so it is also a net positive. Of the 4 ways to transfer electrons, friction, conduction, induction, or grounding, this one is obviously conduction because they touch. Now remember, friction, they touch, but they are also rubbed. Induction, of course, the two things do not touch, and with grounding there's ground involved. So this is conduction because they both touch.